Hi, good morning. We are in Tafresh Samach Aleph and finishing the last stretch of Hilchos Lulav. Belil Yom Tov Sheni Omer Kiddush. Now we're up to Belil Yom Tov Sheni in Chutzar. It's a Kiddush Uzman and Shechianu Acharav Miyad, and you say Shechianu straight afterwards. Arach Bechusukah, because by Yom Tov Rishon we said that you start and you say Kiddush, Leishe B'Sukkah, and then Shechianu. But on Yom Tov Sheni we flip it. We flip it because it could be that the leishev might be a hefsek. Zudas Orach Chaim or linhoik. The pshat. So what's pshat? There's machlekes. The Rabba brings down from the Rabba, from the Aviezri. The Raviyah says no. We always do leishev and then shechianu. The sort of the machlekes is a shiva sukkah, leishe b'sukkah, is that a hefsek between that and the zman, because the suffix yom of Yom Tov Sheni. So in all Yom Tov Sheni we make Pesach and Sukkot, Shavuos. We make a shechianu. We make a shechianu for the second day because it's a suffix yom. So therefore, the shechianu is attached to the kiddush. You're making shechianu on the kiddush. So therefore, the question is: you make a leishev? Is that a hefsek? What's the hefsek of a leishev? The hefsek of a leishev is that really your yodse your shechianu on sukkah yesterday? So I'll ask, well, how can you be yodse? If it's a suffix yom and yesterday wasn't sukkah, so how are you yotze? So the answer is that since there's a shita which holds that you can make a shechianu on bniyas sukkah, you can make a shechianu on building the sukkah. We lamaisa don't. The Rambam says that we don't. But since that shechianu for when you build the sukkah when you wouldn't have to make a shechianu on sitting in the sukkah, that's your shechianu for mitzvah sukkah. So b'diavad you yotze with that. So therefore it's a hefsek. The other shita, Ravya, the other shitas hold that it's just like Yak Nahaz of the Shabbos that it's not a hefsek. It's all one Indian, so you don't have to attach it. It's all one big thing. It's not called a hefsek, even though you do yak nahaz and shechianu. So you do a leishev, and then let's just keep the same. Don't start confusing the issue. Keep the same starim every same seder every time. People don't get confused. It seems the Shabura says, it just depends on your minig. If you want to be, it depends on person. It depends on your minig. If you want to do like the Shulchan Aruch, you do like Shulchan Aruch. If you want to do it the other way, do it the other way. Generally, people just open the siddur and follow whatever Rabbi Art Scroll or whatever siddur you have says, and whatever. Just the thing is, you shouldn't. If you have a bunch of people sitting together, they shouldn't switch between hagim and have one doing one doing Kavalos go to do. Shabura brings Yisrael Shorosh for Avoda. That's Chassidim Anshi Ma'isa during Chol HaMoed, and Nurim Belel Chol HaMoed to do Sefzer Shoeva, to dance Mati Midrasho Zeicher for the Beis Hamikdash. And the Yomi of the beginning of Simcha, v'chulei, and that's it's a chashuv inyan. The Ovel, like we said, Ovel by Akafos can't also Ovel Simcha Shoeva. He's allowed to be there. He just shouldn't dance. This is just as opposed to Ovel generally. It's also to be in a Macham Simcha, like even by Chuppah he's not allowed to be. But with Shoeva, he is allowed to be there. He can't dance. And you have someone who is here in Eretz Yisrael, Ben Chutzarts, visiting. Can he go to a Shoeva on first Chol HaMoed here? And the answer is yes, as long as he doesn't start playing playing music, because it's That's okay. He's allowed to dance by the social waiver here. Tafresh Samach Beis. B'yom Sheni mevarach al natilas lulav v'chein b'chol shar yomim. Right. So there's the din of lulav is, we said that it's gzeir derabban tachanun derabbanan to go ahead and do the mitzvah all 7 days. So therefore you make it a natilas lulav all 7 days. Zecher lemikdash. Ben Zakkai is a Mishnah that that we should know what to do when Beis Hamikdash comes back to Hashem. So therefore you do make a bracha because of it's Vitzivanu, right. Beis Einu Mavarach Zman B'Yom Sheni Al Lulav. You don't make a bracha Shechiyanu on the Lulav Yom Sheni. Elin Kein Chal Yom Rishon B'Shabbos, unless Yom Rishon fell out on Shabbos. Now again, it's the same kasha as we had before by Sukkah. Is what we said before by Sukkah, you don't make a shechiyah on the Sukkah because the day before you could be yotzei with building the Sukkah. So what's by lulav? Why don't you say shechiyah on the second day? It's Safek Yom, because that the Lamaisa, since there's also a shita which holds that you make a shechiyah on the igud when you set up the lulav on the igud and you tie it to put everything together. Then you make a shechiyanu. You can make a shechiyanu when you do that. So therefore, your shechiyanu on the tilas lulav the day before. Therefore, you shouldn't say it again. And again, the shechiyanu we do say on second day yontav is on the yom. It's not on these other mitzvahs. Gimel motzin shnei svarim v'korim ben parsha shenikru esmol on the second day yontav in Chutz La'aretz. You read the same parshas as you read the day before. Maftir b'malachim v'ikalu, but the maftir is different. The haftarah akopanim is different. V'ikalu achotziu of Eretz Yisrael. It talks about the simcha of the binyan Beis Hamikdash, which was on Sukkos. Also, and the Stam, the Gra says that the building of the Mishkan was started on Tesvav Tishrei, which is Sukkot. There's a lot of binyanim about that. That's thinking Mishkan, Beis Hamikdash, whatever it is. So therefore, it's also appropriate. Tafresh Samach Gimel said it feels Chol HaMoed. B'Chol HaMoed, Motzin Sefer Torah v'Korim Bo Arba b'Korbanos Achag Shel Parshas Pinchas. Okay, so now we're getting into Chol HaMoed. So we have in the Korbanos of Sukkot. So then it starts with 13, 12, 11, goes down to 7. And every day is a different thing. So we start reading. We need Chol HaMoed. We need four aliyahs. So you say to all Korbanos Achag Shel Parshas Pinchas. Yom Rishon Shel Chol HaMoed Korei Kohen b'Yom HaSheni. So this is in Chutz La'aretz. The Kohen reads Yom HaSheni. V'Levi u'b'Yom HaShlishi. Levi reads Yom HaShlishi. V'Yisrael choyzev v'koreu Yom HaShlishi. He goes back and he says Yom HaShlishi. Because he also says Yom HaShlishi. V'Revi korei tzvika d'Yoma v'Yom HaSheni v'Yom HaShlishi. Al derech ze korei b'shar yomim. Right, now the maftir, again, we're talking about the first day Chol HaMoed, which in Chutz La'aretz is the third day of Sukkot. So, and this is so too every day of Chol HaMoed is you start with Yom HaSheni because maybe it's really Yom Sheni, Yom Shlishi, and then Yisrael. So I think the minhag is a little bit different. That when you do Yom HaShlishi again, the Revi, you read some. I think some do Yom Revi also. You read Sheni and Shlishi together. On Yom Tov Sheni, we don't do that because it's a gnai to say Sheni, do Sheni and Shlishi because it's mashal. We don't know. Maybe it's Chol today, so that you don't do. It's the vaz of the Yom Tov Sheni, but Al Kapanim, from third day and on, this is what we do. Hagav yeshorim sheshnayim are rishonim korim b'tzvika d'yoma. Some say that the first two read the Sveka Diyoma, Shlishi Kor B'Yom Machras, and then Shlishi, you start with Shlishi, so you read Sheni Shlishi, and then the third Aliyah reads Revi. Revi Chayz V'Kor Kol Sveka Diyoma, Hainu Mashakar V'Shleim V'Shainim. He reads both of them together. So you start. So the Ramah says you start with Yom Sheni. You do Yom Sheni, Shlishi, Revi, and then the first goes back and reads Sheni and Shlishi. That's what we do. According to the Mechaber, you do Sheni, Shlishi, and then go back and then do Sheni, and then the last Aliyah Sheni and Shlishi together. Right? I say Sheni and Sheni, Yom Shlishi, not. No, you repeat Yom Shlishi. You read by Sfardi, by the Mechaber. No, Sheni, Shlishi, and then Sheni Shlishi. The Ashkenazim, the Ramah says the minig is Sheni, Shlishi, Revi, and then Sheni Shlishi. And Chotzar, it's all Chotzar. It's Uvayom Hashvi HaKohen Koreh B'Yom Chamishi on Hoshana Rabba. The Kohen reads Yom Chamishi, Levi Yom Shishi, Yisrael B'Yom Hashvi, Arvi Koreh B'Yom Hashishi B'Yom Hashvi V'chein Anogim, and that's what we do in Hoshana Rabba and Chotzar. It's Eretz Yisrael. She'ein sham sveka dayom, in Eretz Yisrael there's no safek. Ein korban b'chol yom ela korban hayoim bilvad. You only read on that korban of the day, whether Sheni, and you read Sheni 4 times, Shlishi 4 times. Ki b'yom Sheni hu sharishon l'chol HaMoed. Yom Sheni is first day of Chol HaMoed. Kori kohen of Yom Sheni. V'shlisha olam achrav choyz v'korin yosah parsha as, when you read the same parsha, because you can't read the next day, and you shouldn't read the day. Obviously, you shouldn't go after the day before. So therefore, you just do the same thing, again and again. Beis Shabbos Shechol HaMoed. Right? Why do you do Yom Machras? I don't know. It could be it's. It could just. It's. I mean, it could be some. Once you have a suffix in the Yom, it could be it's. I mean, y'all know already. Read what's for tomorrow, and I don't know. I'm not sure. The Mishra doesn't explain. I didn't see anything clear about it on the Pshat and the Minig. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Beis Shabbos Shechol HaMoed. Arvis v'shachris v'binchum mitzvah shel Shabbos v'yomer ya'ale v'yavo ba'avoda. Shabbos Chol HaMoed, you read, you daven regular Shabbos. V'yomer ya'ale v'yavo ba'avoda. You say ya'ale v'yavo. V'musaf omer ata b'chartanu. V'musaf, you read ata b'chartanu. Say ata b'chartanu by regular musaf of Chol HaMoed. V'nei chata'enu. V'zem hamanoach hazeh v'yasem s'achachak l'sukkos hazeh. You maskir the Kabbalah of Shabbos and Sukkot. V'chayisen mekadosh Shabbos Yisrael v'Hazmanim. Again, and then you finish Shabbos Yisrael v'Hazmanim, because the Musaf is a Musaf of Chol HaMoed as well. Haggah. V'nogin loimar koheles b'Shabbos shechol HaMoed or b'Shmini Atzeres yimiklo b'Shabbos. And Chutzar, we read koheles on Shabbos Chol HaMoed. And Chutzar, if the first day of Yom Tov is Shabbos, then we read Koheles on Shmini Atzeres. In Eretz Yisrael, we read on Yom Tov Rishon, then we read Koheles on Yom Tov Rishon. The reason for the minig, a couple different reasons. Some say because of the fact that Shlomo Melech he read it by Hakel. He read it by Hakel. Some say he read it, when they on Sukkot. Some say that it's in Yonei Sukkot because it says Sof Davar called Nishma, that only Yiras Hashem is what's gonna is what's gonna Mekayim. That's that's one of the Yisodos of Sukkot, is that you go out of our house, out of the Gashmias, and really the only thing you have to be Samachan is the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Everything else is Hevel Avolim. And so there's different inyanim, probably more, but akopanim. It says that it says that Shalom Melech Hirok Kahelos B'Sof Yamav. So after he had the whole ma'aser with Ashmedai and he lost all the malchus, and it's sort of a bit of a tshuva. He realized his mistake. Whatever his mistake was, the Psukim say he did a chait. Okay, he didn't do whatever kind of chait he did. He did something incorrect. It was v'amash chait. He didn't worship before the Zohar, but whatever it was. And so when he finally got back to the malchus, he wrote Koheles as a sort of a tshuva that he looked too deeply into all the chachmas, and he realized that so it's just you have to just keep everything the way it is, and that's why he wrote Koheles. Gimel Motzin Shnei Sfarim Be'echad Korim Re'ei Ata Omer Eli, and you read the parsha in Shmos. Umafter korban korbanos of Sveika Diyoma, and they read korbanos of Sveika Diyoma, like whatever. Mafter be Yecheskel, v'haya be Yom Gog. Again, Gog Magog was supposed to be on Sukkot, so you read, Bo Gog, and every time seems to be recently, in the past, 20 years or something, whatever, or maybe, before that, every time a new president of the United States pops up, they always have they always have gematrias and especially tevas pointing to Nasi and whatever, if they're Gog, I don't know, who knows, that's the Shem, should be Nitzal from it. Say the Yom Hoshana Rabba, Tafresh Samach Daled will start in Yom Hoshana Rabba. The Yom HaShvi Shehu Hoshana Rabba No'gin Laharbos Mizmorim K'ma B'Yom Tov. On Hoshana Rabba, the Choshev Day, and the minig is to do a lot more, to do Tzukei de Zimra, to say all the Mizmorim like on Yom Tov. There's a shayla whether you should say Mizmor Shel Yom Shabbos, it's different minhagim, because there's no Nisim Melacha. But we'd also say that Hagav ve'ein Oyim Nishmas Oyim Mizmor L'Soida. We don't say Nishmas. We do say Mizmor L'Soida. We don't say Nishmas is because it's not Yom Tov. There's no Neshama you say. There's no extra Neshama. Whether Yom Tov is Neshama you say right now, this is a discussion. But Al Kapanim, it's a higher level of kedusha. So we don't say Nishmas. But we do, we just go straight into Yishtabach. But we do say, we take the Torah out, we do say in Kamaycha, Shema Yisrael, K'ma B'Yom Tov, V'omrim Kaddish, Shila Achat Shila Musaf, Nigun Yom Tov. After Kaddish, we do say Nigun Yom Tov. And they say Hoshana Rabba is Yom HaChosem HaGadol. It's basically the last day, last Yom HaDin HaGadol. It's the last day you have to go ahead and to change your din. So it's a Chayir Choshev day. People stay up all night saying either Tikkun Hoshana Rabba or learning the whole night, like the Shavuos is Indian to stay up the whole night. Because it's Van Din and stay up the whole night in Davin. Davin in the morning by Nates. It's one of the days it's brought to get up early into Davin by Nates. And the person shouldn't go ahead and do any sort of malacha. I don't know if it means he shouldn't drive, but it could be. I heard of people they didn't someone told me that he had a Rebbe who didn't even turn lights on before Shacharis. But Al Chapani, I don't know how far it goes. But they shouldn't do any malacha kavua. Malacha of Chol, meaning like you shouldn't, if he has to do some business or check the stocks, you shouldn't do that until after leave shul. You do say this in Pizman. Whatever you say it, it depends on the Yitzis and whatever. Kosovo Rishonim Zal Sheyesh Simin B'Tzel Halavana B'Hoshana Rabba Mashi Yikrelo. Or the Krava Hoshana, the Rishonim, the Imran, and the Rokeach, that there's a simin in the tail of the Lavana. This is very interesting stuff. But what is the tail of the Lavana? It means your moon shadow, right? It's the middle of the month, and then you're standing outside, and you have a shadow from the moon, and you can look at that shadow and figure out what's going to happen to your craving in that year. Don't pay attention. Don't ruin your mazel. Gam ki Rabbi Einim Levin in Labura. You don't really understand the Chalal, what you're talking about. It's better not to be Talmim and not to start trying to figure things out. Now, what's going on over here? So the truth, this is based on, the Gra says, this thing is based on the Gemara in Hurrius. Gemara in Hurrius says that that a person, before he goes on a trip, then he should look, that he should go into a dark room and see if he has double shadow, babua de babua. What does that mean? Babua de babua. I mean, okay, it's just some science, but whatever, is that what's called in scientific terms is an umbra and a penumbra. It says it by eclipses, but every person, how you stand outside in the sun, you'll see you have a dark shadow and you have light shadow, like a bit of a light shadow around it. So that's babua de babua, the light shadow around it. Now the Gemara and the other place says, more in Yomi says that a shade doesn't have a bavua de bavua. You can tell a person if someone's a shade if they don't have the extra shadow or lighter shadow around. So what's going on over here? So I saw V'Shem the Arizal, Hezber V'Shem the Arizal, just as a more superficial, not to get into whatever, but a very superficial thing. He said, if I'm understanding it superficially of what was brought down, is that we have this week's parsha, Tzar Tzila Me'alehem, that there's a certain shmira, I don't know, whatever, that a person generally has. So it says by the Meragim, Tzar Tzila, like you take away took away the tzeil, the protection from Hashem, and then once the protection is away, then the koichos atuma or koichos malach, whatever it is, can attach themselves, and then the person can be nifter. It says also that 30 days before person's nifter, this shmir or whatever it is also gets taken away. So he says on Hoshana Rabba around Chatzoi that if a person is going to be nifter during the year, so also a person doesn't have so when that sale is gone, that extra sale from Shemayim is gone. So Simon see you don't have that extra sale, so you only get one sale. So therefore, on Leil Shana Rabba Chatzos, a person looks at his shadow from the moon and he sees that he doesn't have the extra shadow. It's a simon that he's going to be nifter. Then the Arizal says that the shmir goes back on until he's nifter. Until that extra, the regular tzar goes back on until the Lamaisa during the year he's going to be nifter. Now, what the Rav says is we don't really know. First of all, we don't really know what we're talking. We don't know. If a person starts looking at things like that, I don't have an eye, he gets all worried, and a person gets all worried, that the Gemara says you shouldn't do that because Shema Yisra Mazle. The Gemara says it straight out, that a person shouldn't do that because maybe he's going to misunderstand it, and he's going to, and therefore he says, no, I am going to die, or whatever it is, and that's going to, tie him into his, his mazel, whatever the pshat is. It's going to it might make a self-fulfilling prophecy. So therefore, don't do it. Agav, I saw that same thing they brought down from the Arizal. They brought down that the Chaim Vital said that anyway, this only works on Hoshana Rabbah if the person has to be completely naked. So again, we're not dealing, and no one knows how to do it correctly, so don't pay attention. And as the Ramah says that we don't know what sidus. The best is just daven, telling tia. Don't try to look at try to figure out your future. And whatever, Pomri, all these things, just telling to you, Hashem Elokecha, Marbim Ksas V'Neres, we have Kippurim, going back, and we Marbim Ksas V'Neres, like Yom Kippur, Hagam Medachtakin Oegin Litbol Atzvam Kodem Elos V'Shachar, and we have Yom Kippur, because it's Yom Din. So the Nachlim go to the mikvah. V'yishnogin lubal shekittul Yom Kippur. Somewhere the kittul minig nowadays is at least for Ashkenazim is at least only the Chazan does. V'shebechag nidodim alamayim. Not only also because the Chag nidodim alamayim on our parnasa on everything. Nogin lahati bo igudu shalulav. The meaning is to take off the rings of the lulav, and to because then in the anuim, which the sound is mazkir rain. So that's one of the things that you need on mind. So it makes a much stronger sound. So it sounds much more like rain. That's what's brought down. And so you take the rings off the lulav. So it shakes harder, and I've seen like chashuv people, and they shake on Hoshana Rabba, they really shake the lulav. Umakifin shera pa'amim, and you go around 7 times. And marbim tachlunim alamayim, and you do hakafos 7 times. And we have the seder of a kafos on Hoshana Rabba, and some people even cry. And this is a chashuv time of din for parnasa, for chaim, everything, and the person shouldn't realize the cheshivas of the day. I think we'll stop here and continue.